Hey guys, it's Captain Forest here, and in today's video, going to be going over both these combatants to see who would win, more often than not in a cross-verse situation, Martian Manhunter versus Piccolo. Now if you guys are new to my channel, please leave a like, comment down below and of course subscribe for further content. Also, shouts to the Cough Shop gang, they make awesome content, their links will be in the description. Also massive shoutouts to the HQ squad and the Crusaders of course. Massive shoutouts to my boy Korin, he was a huge help with the Piccolo section, so much appreciated to him. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start off with Piccolo. Piccolo Jr., Piccolo Jr., Piccolo Jr., usually just called Piccolo or Kamikolo, and also known as Majunior. Piccolo is a Namekian and also the final child and reincarnation of King Piccolo, later becoming the reunification of the nameless Namekian after fusing with Kami. According to Great Elder Guru, Piccolo, along with Kami and King Piccolo, are part of the Dragon Clan, who were the original creators of the Dragon Balls. A wise and cunning warrior, he was the main antagonist in the final saga of Dragon Ball, the Piccolo Jr. saga, and was thus a ruthless enemy of Goku. However, starting with the first saga of Dragon Ball Z, the Raditz saga, he began to lose all villainous traits, and when he started training Goku's son Gohan during the Vegeta saga, which led to the two developing a strong bond with each other, he became a permanent member of the Dragon Team and eventually one of Earth's greatest heroes. In the 8th episode of the first season of Dragon Ball Z, Piccolo is forced to destroy the moon in order to prevent Gohan from turning into a great ape during a full moon, as the latter's rampage would have destroyed Earth. Piccolo begins the battle by charging at second form Frieza, connecting with a blow to the face. Frieza dodges Piccolo's follow-up smash and kicks him in the face. Piccolo kicks off the ground formation below and headbutts Frieza in the chest. Frieza, in his first form, was able to casually destroy Planet Vegeta with one finger. Planet Vegeta is known to possess at least 10 times the gravity of planet Earth. Piccolo was able to attack Android 17 first and the battle begins. As the battle rages, the two fight on at near equal level. Android 17 is confused as he notes that Piccolo is now stronger than Goku according to his database. Nonetheless, Android 17 concludes that Piccolo will eventually get tired and lose. In the Dragon Ball Super anime, Piccolo was almost comparable to Frost, who in turn was almost comparable to Super Saiyan God before becoming even stronger after training with Gohan. Frost defeats Piccolo by knocking him out of the ring, winning the third match. Jaco reveals that Frost was cheating by using a hidden weapon to cause Piccolo and Goku to feel disorientated. Heck, Frost himself said that if he had taken the special beam cannon, he would have lost for sure. He also said that Piccolo put up a good fight too. In episode 12 of Dragon Ball Super, when the Elder Kais talked about Beerus and Goku's clash destroying the universe, he quantifies this by saying it will destroy people, planets, gods like us, even Beerus and Goku. This implies he is referring to the universe as the macrocosm, not just the universe within the living world, since he lumps in himself and other gods like him into what will be destroyed by the clash. The shockwaves are seen in the final clash with Goku and Beerus in episode 12, reaching North Kai's planet in Otherworld as he screams and runs around his planet. Also in the Kaioshin realm as well, in episode 13, we see Kaioshin squinting, anticipating his death, and is then surprised that the universe is still intact, only to be told by the Elder Kai that the key they see burst into their dimension is from Goku and Beerus' clash, and that the fate of the universe is still being decided, further proving that the key is already exceeding the bounds of the living world even while the clash is going on, and the Kaioshin expect the clash to reach even them as part of Universe 7. Finally, the Elder Kai remarks in episode 12 that it is time to say goodbye to Gibito Kai when Goku and Beerus' clash happens, and then gives him a parting gift, further proving they are referring to the macrocosm being destroyed, not just the universe in the living world. Goku absorbed Super Saiyan God's power and became even stronger. He managed to overcome Beerus' energy nullification as a Super Saiyan, which easily nullified energy capable of destroying the macrocosm. He straight up destroyed a superior amount of energy that was going to destroy the macrocosm with a single punch in his base form. Piccolo later grew stronger upon training with Gohan and held his own against Philina and Sayonel, who both matched Ultimate Gohan during the Tournament of Power. With the Special Beam Cannon, Piccolo pierced through both Philina and Sayonel in a single blast, making it far stronger than Ultimate Gohan's Kamehameha. After unleashing his hidden potential once again, Gohan could easily hurt and ragdoll Super Saiyan 2 Goku. Gohan requested Goku to fight him at full strength, which prompted Goku to turn Super Saiyan Blue. He clashed with Super Saiyan Blue Goku, who ended up using Kaioken to defeat him. Now that's going to round up AP. I'm going to go ahead and move on to speed. So as far as speed goes, it's pretty clear that Piccolo keeps up with characters who range anywhere from MFTL Plus to infinite speed. As we know, Goku crossed the afterlife in a short period of time during the time skip between the Cell games and the Buu saga. During his clash with the Destroyer God, we see that the energy of Goku and Beerus crossed multiple universal distances in a short period of time. Now in terms of hexes and special abilities, Piccolo is definitely not lacking. He knows many types of abilities, such as the explosive demon wave, inherited from his father. This is one of Piccolo's signature techniques. Supporting his leading arm with the other, he fires a powerful wave of ki straight forward. Hellzone Grenade, one of Piccolo's most powerful techniques. Piccolo fires a large barrage of ki blasts, which lie suspended in the air around his opponent before they fly at them from all directions, causing a massive explosion. Light Grenade, after bringing his hands together, Piccolo charges up and fires a high-powered sphere of energy straight at his opponent, causing a massive explosion. And of course, the Special Beam Cannon, one of Piccolo's signature attacks. After bringing his index and middle fingers to his forehead, Piccolo charges up and fires a spiraling laser that can drill through most opponents. And of course, another thing that I want to mention as well, with ki in Dragon Ball is spiritual, physical, and mental in nature. And of course, Piccolo has demonstrated with his chi that he can atomize his opponents. Piccolo can stretch his arms to great lengths and greatly increase his own size. He can regenerate his lost limbs and the rest of his body as long as his head remains intact. Piccolo is an incredibly skilled and experienced fighter, growing further in wisdom and knowledge after fusing with Nail and then Kami. Nail is a highly skilled warrior and fighter. He is a Namekian described as a lone warrior type Namekian left when he first appeared in the manga. He's the personal bodyguard to Grand Elder Guru and is incredibly strong for a Namekian. Kami himself has several hundred years of experience and was wise enough to become the Guardian of Earth. Piccolo is a strategic, careful fighter, playing dead to bait Goku into dropping his guard in their first fight and acting like he was defeated to get information after Cell absorbed some of his energy and disabled his arm. He's also very skilled at judging the strength and abilities of others and analyzing their abilities. He's able to quickly detect that Goku wasn't at his best when he was fighting Android 19 and that Vegeta would be outlasted and defeated by Android 18. Piccolo has demonstrated that he has a potent mind. An example of this is when he was able to communicate with Gohan telepathically when he was ambushed by Dr. Jiro. Piccolo was able to communicate with the boys telepathically when he was on Kami's lookout, while Goten and Trunks were in the room of spirit and time, a different dimension. At the end of the day, Piccolo is one of the most intelligent fighters and characters in Dragon Ball. It's what continued to make him at least somewhat relevant to Super, despite the huge power creep of the Saiyans. Even Beerus and Whis recognize his battle prowess, saying nothing when he was Gohan's first choice for the Tournament of Power. So that's going to round up Piccolo. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the Green Martian himself, Martian Manhunter. There are feats and statements for Martian Manhunter and Superman himself. Superman admits that Martian Manhunter is relative, if not above him, while he's suppressed. Martian Manhunter has demonstrated to scrap and press a suppressed Superman in combat, even going toe to toe with Superman in a heat vision battle. Martian Manhunter has also taken on the Justice League. Martian Manhunter has launched Superboy Prime with a punch, whereas Black Adam barely did anything to Superboy Prime, even with the advantage of his laced magical lightning. Martian Manhunter has also demonstrated to press and physically hurt Black Adam and fry his face with heat vision in combat. That's going to round up his AP. Now, in terms of speed, I've gone over speed a lot in my other videos, so please check those other videos out. But long story short, Martian Manhunter should easily have immeasurable to relevant speed. He should scale to other characters like Superman. He should scale to other characters like Wonder Woman, Shazam, other characters who have performed immeasurable to irrelevant speed feats. Superman has demonstrated that he's able to keep up with the other Flashes when they were chasing Reverse Flash back to the past. And Superman himself was able to move in the source where direction is pretty much non-existent. There's no direction in that realm, which is very impressive. So those are just a few examples of some immeasurable to irrelevant speed feats. So I just wanted to cover that really briefly. So let's go ahead and move on to Martian Manhunter's abilities. He can mind control you, affect your motor functions in your brain, preventing you from moving. He's demonstrated to mind wipe all of the Justice League, and this is very impressive considering that the Justice League have great mental defenses and resistances. He's beaten and amped Gorilla Grodd with his mind hacks also, which is very impressive. Gorilla Grodd is also an impressive telepath. And lastly, one thing I'd like to mention as well for Martian Manhunter's telepathic powers. Now Shane, his son from another dimension, Shane has the power of the 6th dimension in terms of his telepathic powers, and this same Shane states that Martian Manhunter is stronger than him telepathically, and this is proven and shown when Martian Manhunter mind hacks and literally blitzed Perpetua with his mind hacks and completely embarrassed her in a mental battle, completely restraining her and defeating her and pretty much overpowering and pressing her in combat, which is absolutely impressive. Very impressive scaling for Martian Manhunter's telepathic powers. So that's going to round up his telepathic fortitudes and all that great jazz and all this potency. Let's move on to some of the other things that Martian Manhunter has up his sleeve. Martian Manhunter is able to shapeshift his body into people, animals, and can even take the appearance of a dragon. Martian Manhunter can also phase through objects and people, and also neg other people's intangibility. He's able to perform heat vision just like Superman. Martian Manhunter has control over his whole body and organs on a molecular level. He can create tendrils or constructs out of his own body for offense. He can also wrap his tendrils around his foes to immobilize them. Martian Manhunter has really good regenerative abilities. He's able to come back from his body being nothing but goop on the floor. It would require his foe to destroy every atom in his body to theoretically kill him. So that's going to round up both these combatants. I'm going to go ahead and give my thoughts on who I think wins more often than not in a cross-verse situation. So pretty much both combatants have some pretty good stats. Now Piccolo does have some good AP scaling, same thing with Martian Manhunter. Piccolo definitely has the potency to physically hurt and even potentially even wipe out Martian Manhunter. They both are pretty relative in the physical department, I'd say, easily with the Universal Plus, low multi-scaling if you use it for both. Now of course if you go with a higher scaling you could potentially even argue that Martian Manhunter may edge out. It just depends on where you take the ranges for both these combatants. So it just depends. One could edge out, one could be just relative, or they both could be relative. More often not, it just depends on where you have the scaling. Now in terms of speed, it is unfortunate. I do lean a little bit more so Martian Manhunter for speed. He is a bit faster than Piccolo, just vastly above him in speed. Even if we lowball Martian Manhunter and say he's only immeasurable speed, that's way too fast. Like that's a tier above infinite speed. It's just way too fast. It's just too slow for Piccolo to even keep up. Now moving on from stats, now the abilities, they both have win cons. Now Piccolo, of course, his chi attacks, they have atomization. If that touches Martian Manhunter, if he gets hit with a special beam cannon, he gets hit with a light grenade, or Hell Zone grenade, or any of these nasty destructive key attacks, that definitely one-shot Martian Manhunter on an atomic level. It takes like atomic destruction to get rid of that dude, and if that does tag Martian Manhunter, he's not going to regen from that, I don't think. So Piccolo does have some things to work with. Piccolo also has the skill edge too, so if it came down to hand-to-hand combat and tactics and prowess, that could also help him against Martian Manhunter. So Piccolo does have some pretty interesting win cons up his sleeve. However, Martian Manhunter also has things to fight back. Martian Manhunter's powerful win con in this situation would be his telepathic prowess. Very potent. Definitely be able to try and get into Piccolo's mind. Now actually, speaking of which, Piccolo does have some mental resistances, mind, body and soul, thanks to how chi works in Dragon Ball. So he would have some mental resistances, so that could help him against Martian Manhunter. However, I think the issue here is that Martian Manhunter's telepathic prowess is far too potent, far too fundamental, and it's just conceptually above anything that Piccolo has in terms of mental defenses. That thing is literally affecting Perpetua, who resides in the 6th dimension. That's some high alter to boundless scaling for the mind hacks for Martian Manhunter. So typically in character, Martian Manhunter doesn't just straight out go ahead and just go, okay, boundless mind hacks, I'm just gonna mind grape you until you fall down. He tends to like suppress himself with it a bit, so he only goes the extra step and he cranks up the juice with his mental telepathic powers, depending on how potent his opponent is. So in this scenario, if he was to try and mind hacks Piccolo would be able to somewhat try to resist it at first, but once Martian Manhunter starts to see that Piccolo is giving some mental, like he's trying to defend himself mentally, Martian Manhunter is just going to crank it up until it's out of Piccolo's pay grade, and he could just easily break through those mental defenses, and he can just do whatever he wants with Piccolo. Just shut off his brain, mind control him, mind wipe him. He literally has him at the palm of his hand. So Martian Manhunter, in terms of like if it came down to a telepathic battle, I definitely think Martian Manhunter would win more often than not. We've seen it with his fight with Black Adam. He was able to break through Black Adam's mental defenses in their second encounter. In the first encounter, Black Adam actually had some trouble trying to break him off. He barely managed to just get by calling upon Shazam to pretty much physically hurt Martian Manhunter. Even Martian Manhunter embarrasses and makes fun of Black Adam, saying his mind is nothing special. So the same thing would just occur to Piccolo in that sense, where Martian Manhunter views Piccolo's mental defenses as nothing special, and he could just crank up the potency to his mental defenses. So more often than not, I have to lean more so with Martian Manhunter, giving him this victory in this unequal stats situation. He's too fast. His mental hexes are just way too potent. That thing is affecting like creation level beings, just vastly above Piccolo's pay grade, which is very unfortunate. So I'd have to give victory to Martian Manhunter. Now if this was equal stats, it's actually very close. I think Piccolo would have more of a opportunity since the speed isn't an issue. AP is irrelevant since they both have the same level of AP. But I do have to give it more so Martian Manhunter with extreme high difficulty again, because again with the mind hacks, yes, they're equal. He'd be able to resist some of the brunt of that mental hacks, but once it comes to the conceptual stuff, the fundamental aspects of how the mind hacks works for Martian Manhunter, Piccolo doesn't have any conceptual resistances for that type of hacks. Like, the mind hacks is just too fundamental. It's not ordinary, conventional, normal, you know, okay, I'm just gonna mind read you, mind control you. It's far more fundamental than that. So even in like equal stats, I'd say Martian Manhunter would win with definitely high difficulty. But that's just my thoughts, at least. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. But of course, it's been real. I'll see you guys in the next one.